today about brand advertising. We have a sort of a special place in the world of social media. Social media is all about authenticity. It's all about consumer empowerment. And those are things that we don't often look to advertising for, traditionally. That's why we find that brands that are able to go ahead and evolve and go ahead and, really latch onto these conversations and find their way are ones that can deepen customer loyalty in ways that we could never imagine. So I want to thank, first of all, Rodney and Beverly for inviting me to give my perspective on the world today. Thank you all for coming out this morning. Let's talk a little bit about the evolution that brand advertising and the advertising business is going through right now. I'm going to call this Advertising 3.0. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a historical take, sort of an evolutionary scale of how we got here, starting with Advertising 1.0. Everyone know who this guy is?
Don Draper.
He loves Madden. You see, I figured you guys all spend all your time tweeting and don't watch TV anymore. You might not know who Don Draper is, but Advertising 2.0 is all about the big idea. The big idea is the killer app for advertising agencies. Has been and always will be. The big idea is all about smart strategy, great creative combined together. And nobody does the big idea like Don Draper. I don't know if you guys are fans.
Yeah.
If you are, please do not tell me how last night went. I had a TiVo. Because I'm helping to time shift and throw off media consumption just like everyone else, okay? But Don Draper will walk in a room with a client. He'll pour himself a scotch. He'll light a cigarette. And he'll just say, London fog. I see a woman in a raincoat, cropped to knees. And suddenly he gives them the keys to the kingdom, at least once per episode, an idea that they could build their brand and their business on. And they're happy, and we all walk off into the sunset, and everyone makes a lot of money. It's great. And again, this is TV, as I said before. So it's not always represented truthfully. But again, Advertising 1.0, the big idea, that is something that will always be with us. Although we did evolve, thanks to the advent of technology, to Advertising 2.0. Suddenly, we can take our big brand ideas and target them effectively. Now, this started in the early 80s with the rise of direct marketing, and it really culminated with the internet. The internet being the world's greatest direct response marketing tool. What we did was we saw that, we had the big idea, and we could use technology to target the right people and put it in their hands, and then we could use technology to go ahead and measure how effective it was. Radical change. Suddenly, one-to-one marketing. We didn't have to speak to a mass audience. We could speak to a finite group of people. Technology even became part of the creative, and suddenly the rise of digital marketing and everything we were doing with branded content online. Well, people got so used to this, it began to evolve. We had some early adopters. The dot-com boom blew up. But in 2004, 2005, everything just started to accelerate in a way that we had never seen. And I think all these stories about the recession, this is really having advertisers focus even more on this measured medium. And we saw that technology allowed consumers that empowerment. Suddenly, they could customize their own advertising experience. They could customize their own product and service experience. They could go ahead and buy it directly online. And now, with the advent of Advertising 3.0, they could go ahead, evolve a brand message to a brand experience, and talk about that online in real time. So Advertising 3.0 is all about Vox Populi, the voice of the people. People can go out there, speak about your brand. They can talk about anything that comes to mind, whether it be good or bad, which, again, gives us this great ability to extend a dialogue into what we're calling a trialogue.